Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Lynn Life. I got kind of a bit of a sad video to put together today. I've kind of put off editing it because I wasn't sure how I wanted to put it together. But we lost a friend this last week. Not a human, but an animal. A horse. A horse named Doc. Very special horse up at the Root Farm. And got a text the other day, I guess the day he had passed, and really hit me because he was a special guy, and he was also Cruiser's best friend. Cruiser, if you don't already know, is the horse that Lynn's been riding. So I wanted to put together a video for you so you can see how special Doc was. So let's get going. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynn, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are a bit different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynn Life. So after I got the text about Doc passing, I immediately thought about Cruiser. And I worried about him because I know the two of them were extremely close. They were always together. In fact, their stalls had to be right next to each other. And so I worried about him. And when I mentioned it to Lynn, that's the first thing she said. She wanted to know, how's Cruiser? So we got another notification a couple days later that they would be having a sort of a memorial / funeral for Doc. And of course, I said we'd be coming. And it's not our first one. We went to another one up there too. It was for another horse named Nestle. And they had, up on the top of the hill in the Root Farm, they have an animal cemetery. And there's now 2 horses up there, along with countless other animals, whether they be chickens or guinea pigs or whatever. They'll get a burial up there. So we went to the memorial, and I did videotape some of it. I didn't videotape all of it, but I want to show you some of it, and I'll probably talk over most of it. And I put together some pictures, mostly from the Root Farm, and I did find some video of Cruiser and Doc together, and I'm going to put that in this video as well. And we're going to talk about Doc, and to talk about therapeutic horseback riding in general and why it's special. So let's get started. So we're able to attend the memorial up on the hill. We were able to drive up there, which was good because I needed to get Lynn up there. We all attended it. And Doc's gravesite is the farthest one. See those 2 white structures there? The one closest to us is Nestle's grave, and the one farthest away is Doc's. And people would get up and they would speak. I was told that there was between 70 and 80 people there, which was impressive. These are people that knew Doc very, very well. It wasn't all sad, though, because we got to see some people we haven't seen in a long time, and Lynn got to meet a little puppy. What's the puppy's name?
Hutch.
Hutch. Hey, Hutch. Where's Starsky? Yeah, you're a cutie.
What's that?
Starsky and
I don't know. See, somebody, we didn't get to name him. He was sponsored. So somebody, whoever sponsors him, gets to name him. So he's going to be a guide dog for the blind.
Yeah.
And he's 9 weeks old right now.
So,
you're adorable.
just a bundle.
Good boy, Hutch. I know. Been good eating committee today.
He's very friendly, aren't you? Oh, yeah. Oh, so soft. So people would take turns going up and talking about Doc and what he meant to them. And many of these people were children because Doc was a therapeutic horse. And equine therapy is very special. It's not just physically riding a horse, it's that mental connection with them. And that's what these children have experienced. So losing him was very sad, but they wanted to get up and talk about it. But it wasn't all sad. We had some funny stories to share as well.
The brush hog, I used the tractor, I used the weed whacker, I had to cut some by hand, try to get them all down. Pretty sure I got them all cleared. Comes the day of the event. Next thing you know, Doc is covered in all this burdock, and I don't know where he got it because I picked it all up. So he was kind of just a magnet for burdocks. And
Doc was a beautiful white horse with a whole lot of personality. One of the things I remember the most about Doc is when Lynn would complete her horseback riding on Cruiser, and after she groomed him, she'd go over to Doc's stall, and she'd say, "What's up, Doc?" And he'd always respond with, every time. Never failed. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Doc was Cruiser's best friend. And it was a very special bond that they had. In fact, I was told that Cruiser actually played a part in helping Doc to become a better therapy horse by setting examples. And Doc trusted him, so he'd follow. Whatever Cruiser did, Doc would do as well. And it really made him a better therapy horse. Now, remember this picture in particular, because I'm going to have this picture printed and I'll frame it and put it in our living room, because this is a painting that's in our living room. I gave this to Lynn several years ago, and it was done by Cruiser and Doc. This is their hoof prints. They did it together. So I want to print that photo you just saw, frame it, and put it on the wall. There was a table at the memorial that was filled with wonderful photos, notes, little mementos, things to remember Doc. It was beautiful. Afterwards, the many attendees took turns placing flowers on Doc's grave, including Lynn. It was a wonderful tribute to a terrific horse that meant so much to so many people. His grave was now covered with flowers and apples and these little white bags with wonderful little notes on them. And it meant a lot to Lynn to say goodbye to Cruiser's best friend. It was a good day. Well, I hope you've learned something today, maybe, about horses and how special they can be for people with disabilities. And also found out, while talking to Alexis up there, that there's another horse named Apollo whose stall was across from Cruiser and Doc's. And he was always kind of the third wheel. And they moved Apollo into Doc's old stall, and normally that would trigger some complaining from Cruiser. He would start yelling, but this time he didn't. So it appears that maybe Apollo is taking Doc's place for Cruiser, and they'll be a pair, and they'll hang out. They'll be two buddies now, and because they're both grieving. They both experience Doc's loss, not just Cruiser, but Apollo too, because Apollo knew Doc as well, very well. And there's a void in the herd, and someone needs to fill that gap. So I was happy to hear that. So I think that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Limelight.